Get ready for Netflix's gripping new medical drama, Pulse. Set in a cutting-edge Miami trauma center, third-year resident Dr. Danny Sims is unexpectedly thrust into a promotion when beloved chief resident Dr. Xander Phillips gets suspended. Then, with the emotional and physical stakes at their highest, a storm will push the hospital and its residents to their limits. Witness how life can change in a heartbeat when you're operating under pressure. Watch Pulse April 3rd, only on Netflix.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing, it's precision-crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision-crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Hi.
Welcome to See You Next Tuesday, After Dark.
After dark.
Tonight, we're going to get a little more cunty.
I was scared what you were going to say.
Thank you for plugging in with us and allowing us to take you on this ride on this Tuesday. Megan, how are you feeling?
Usually we reserve the pervy ones for Friday, but I guess...
I mean, we're recording this at 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, smooth listening.
So we've got to make it a little sexier.
Did you ever watch Frasier?
Of course I did. We talked about Frasier like
This
last
makes
week.
me think radios, anything radio show. I'm like living my Frasier
Was it
dreams.
us that talked about Frasier? I've talked about Frasier within the last week, so
I talk about Frasier all the time. I also talk about the Frasier almost weekly, so could have been me. Mats always makes fun of me for watching Frasier, and his brother also watched Frasier.
Oh no, it was a joke in Running Point. There was a joke about Frasier.
There was. I felt
she
seen.
called him. Yeah, she called him. She was like, "This is Frasier," and he was like, "No, I'd be Mad Dog because that's a sports commentator."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I have to say, if you got your tonsils out, like, you know, you've got like a week off from anything, if you want to like remember what TV used to be, Frasier. Because like, you want to talk about slow paced television.
Did you watch the reboot? No.
Did it last?
2 seasons. I don't know if
Really?
it got renewed, but it was definitely on.
Oh, I thought it was announced.
No, like there was 1 season and a second.
They made
but,
it.
like, there's no Niles and there's no Daphne.
And the dog died.
Yeah, and the dad died. So like,
And
it's
also,
just Frasier.
oh, they're still with us on
Yes.
in this realm. I thought they had passed.
No.
Take in
Just
mind,
the people that I mentioned, the father, because he was already quite old. And the dog, I mean, it's been 20 years.
It's been a very long time. That's, yeah.
I think they put him in memoriam. They did. They put the dog in memoriam. I remember when the dog died.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, Kelsey Grammer's a weird one. Him and Tim Allen.
Yeah. And
like,
the thing is, they make very liberal television. Like, I was watching a clip from Home Improvement the other day. It came across on TikTok. And it was like this episode where the oldest son came home and he was like telling his girlfriend to make him a sandwich. And she's like, I'd love to. And then Tim Allen took the son into the garage and was like, I've been reading this feminist book and like, you don't need to be doing this, blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's so crazy. And the fact that like Tim Allen is on a show about him and his daughter, where his daughter is like, Dad, like, you're a bigot. Stop being so offensive. And he's like, oh,
and I watch
honey.
it every week.
No,
after
and
I
I'm
watch
like,
Abbott. It's a good show.
No, and I'm just like, so confused. And you know, maybe this is why Kirstie Alley was so mad. She was like, why do these men get to be just as bigot racist as me?
I mean,
but they get to make their little shows. And also, can we talk about Frasier? The definition of a beta. Like, you want to talk about a soft boy?
Kelsey Grammer also was the executive producer on Girlfriends. The
lesbian show?
It's not a lesbian show. That's the L word. Girlfriends
So
is a Tracy Ellis Ross show.
Yes. They've got the outfits.
A very black
yes.
show of the early 2000s. Like,
no, yeah.
It's wild.
I will forever be so fucking confused why they do these shows. That guy who's got that look, he has the same look as the guy from Grey's Anatomy with the eyes, but his hair is white and his eyebrows are white and he looks like...
Is he white?
About? I think so. He just looks a lot like...
He looks like...
Sorry, who's the other one with the eyes from the other network show?
Yes, hold on.
I don't watch Grey's Anatomy for everybody who's listening.
He's not on Grey's Anatomy. He's on... was that the boy from Cousin Skeeter?
I don't know.
Yeah, Robert Ricard, who looks like Neil McDonald. I think that's who you're talking about, though.
I think that's right. So what movie or what network show is this guy in?
He was on another UPN show that came on with Girlfriends. What was the name of that show? It was Kyla Pratt. He played Kyla Pratt's love interest on it.
Oh, that might be what I'm thinking of then.
It was her and her dad, Flex, one-on-one.
Okay. Oh, yes. And there we go.
He was also in Veronica Mars. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't know that I made it that far.
He was recurring on Vampire Diaries.
I already knew who he was by then.
Okay. So it must have been.
Was he on a soap?
I don't think so.
He was on Touched by an Angel. Remember when we went down that rabbit hole? Oh, he's in Coach Carter. And they play that movie on TV all the time.
Yes, they do.
Coach Carter is not a TV show. It is a movie.
They used to play it on, I think, TBS all the time.
Yes. So this is also why I got confused thinking that I got Remember the Titans and Coach Carter confused with each other.
But one's football and one's basketball?
Well, Melissa, I wasn't watching them. They were just, they were sports things that the boys like to watch. And I said, keep surfing the channels, find a Mary Kay and Ashley movie. Like, I wasn't watching, but I just thought that, and then for a while, when I figured out they were two separate ones.
I feel like you would love Remember the Titans.
Oh, sorry. I meant Friday Night Lights. Well, all of those ones, they're all the same to me.
Well, Friday Night Lights is
a movie and a TV show.
And a movie, yes.
And so I do think I thought for a while that they all were like they got a 2-for deal. So if you did a sports movie, also mostly because these movies were not in theaters when I was a kid. They were only exclusively played on TV. Like at this point, if I was born in, I don't know, 2007, I might have thought that The Devil Wears Prada was a TV show because they play it on TV so fucking much. And also the same thing with the Sex and the City movie. You forget that was a movie because they just keep playing. I mean, a TV show. They keep playing the movie over and over and over.
And they also, there are times when they would just mix it in with the actual TV show and break it up.
Fucking confusing. No wonder why they have the youth have no attention span.
Yes. Also with Saved by the Bell, one of the greatest shows ever, but they used to have like special movies that would come on like during prime time, and then they would break them when they would play it on TBS. It's TBS's fault, actually. When they would replay it on TBS, they would add the movies in where they would fit in with the show as well and break it up, as well as The College Years, which was a primetime show.
That's so confusing.
Yes.
And like, you know who's not doing that? And like, who actually should is Marvel. Like, give me like the way that I feel like I'm a forensic analysis, like going through being like, which timeline does this fit in?
Well, they have. If you watch in Disney Plus, there is one where you can watch all of it in chronicle order. There's a selection you can do. That's how I was going through.
But
and
all the new ones come out.
Yeah, and then they update it. They're regularly updating it. So the TV shows as well as the the TV shows
added in the Loki season 2. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't watch this. Where the fuck
when
does
they
this go?
added in because it's so weird because I want to say Coach Carter, but I know it's not Coach Carter. Peggy Carter. What is her show called?
Oh,
Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman.
No, it's like in black and white, but it's not. No, I know exactly what you mean. Agent Carter.
Yes, Agent Carter, Coach Carter. Yes,
which is not the same thing as Crossing Jordan or chasing.
So then, when they put Agent Carter in there, because it has to go after the first Captain America, but then we've got like a one-off thing that they did, and then they put the agent, but then it splices because there's a time where things come in between there. It's so wild.
It's so fucking confusing.
But it makes sense because that's how I was watching it. But I was like, there's too many Agent Carters. I can't keep up.
No, I believe
it was on
you.
for so long. But like no one was watching it, and I feel bad because it's actually a great show.
And people are also obsessed that it got. I mean, people are upset that it got canceled, and then I was like, "This went on for
watching it
a lot longer for something that I'm pretty sure no one watched." And what's crazy to me though,
because
if you
it was
incorporate
on ABC.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in there,
it's in there.
No,
it's in there too.
No, that is like. What do you mean? Anytime when we were watching the new Captain America, I leaned over to Mons, and I was like, who's dead? Like where are we at? And like I'm always just waiting to find out, like, the first time someone like longingly stares at a photograph, which is like they have since passed, because I don't watch the trailers for the new ones, and I'm just like, tell me who's dead so I know where we are in this space, because none of the character, they're unflinching.
Yeah.
They're like, this is L normal.
Listen to me. Marvel is just soap operas for comic books because people are dying, coming back to life. They get played by a new character. It's just a new actor. It's the same thing that happens in soap operas.
Yeah, they're just getting paid more.
Yeah.
And they have less pages to do a day. They have a lot less pages to do a day.
But anyway, this is See You Next Tuesday, where we read the results from last week's But Am I Wrong? So if you're new here and you're like, I thought this was Marvel talk. No, it's not. Or
sometimes it happens.
Marvel does get brought up quite a bit. It's a big part of our lives. But let's get into reading these results.
You're up for episode 137.
All right. Melissa says, if you label yourself an office siren and get fired, you aren't doing a good job. 2% said I was wrong. 98% said I was not wrong. Someone said, this is why I call myself the personality hire, at least for my part-time job. People love me because I do my job without actually doing my job. I'm reliable. I get along with all my coworkers, even the most annoying ones. So I can basically do whatever I want, not get fired. And I'm so hot, so it helps. Thank you.
Love that.
Someone else said, as a corporate girly, I understand wanting to still feel cute and fashionable at work, and I try to do that a little bit, but I can't fathom wanting to feel sexy at work when I work with a bunch of men 40 plus who I would not want to perceive me in any way other than as their coworker. Another person said, not wrong, but people need to chill on TikTok. A tube top and a micro mini is def a no-go. We also got a little weird and puritanical when it came to dress codes, like a sleeveless top and a skirt above the knee that still covers everything should be acceptable in most offices. I think they are.
I agree. I also
haven't
think
worked
that
in an office in a long time.
Yeah, and like bodies should, like, if someone who has no ass can wear something, if you have an ass, you should be able to wear the same thing. Like I have zero, like it can't be sexualized in that way.
Yeah.
I also think like just wear sweatpants to work. But like
you'll get in trouble for that.
Keep your titties in. I just think if I'm going to advocate for anything, it's like not being a slut at work. Like it's like for being more comfortable or for like a 401k match or just like a raise.
I can't be so concerned with my ass hanging out all day.
No,
or my
like
titty falling onto a desk.
And like, by the way,
unless
offices
I work somewhere where that is acceptable, like a strip club.
Well,
and that is perfectly fine.
Offices are like, the air conditioning is so crazy. Your leg hair is growing back through those. Yes. Are you wearing nylons? Like, no. Are you doing full skin on shared like meeting chairs?
No, gross.
No.
Someone else said, who are you seducing is so right. Office people, in my experience, are either horrible humans or really nerdy, and I don't think you need to try that hard to seduce nerdy people.
True.
Yeah.
And, you know, who was it that said nerds are the ones you want to fuck? Nerds will rock your world? Someone.
Another person said, that's what I always thought too. Why on earth would you risk losing your job for that? And no offense, it doesn't take HR dress code violations to have men wrapped around your finger. Just saying. Exactly.
So true. So true. Maybe this is all from like Big Express, trying to keep Express in business.
But Express is like
pencil
skirts. They're like pencil skirts and slacks. They're
not making micro minis.
No.
It's Shein's version of Express.
Yes.
It's because they ran out of fabric.
Someone else said, I don't know what I voted. I just automatically did it, changing the story. Melissa's not wrong. I usually like freedom with clothing at the office, but with common sense. But this idea of being a siren, it's kind of crazy and also sadly dangerous because office guys are disgusting for much more less. And I hate that I have to factor that on how I dress for a job, but I have. And I never have dressed like an office siren or nearly close. So yeah.
Again, advocate for casual Friday, for jeans.
And not like everybody has to put in $1 because that was a thing for a while.
What?
They would say if you want to wear jeans, have jeans Friday, you have to put in $1. I don't know where the money was going to.
Wait, I don't know. What?
Yeah.
That feels illegal.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You should not be giving money back to work.
No, like that feels like one of those scams of being like, we overpaid you $500, like you're getting paid $1,000. Now go pay someone else this $500, and then it's like, oh, but just send it back, and then you spent the money, and then they take all of it back because it was a fraudulent check. Like it feels illegal. Feels like a Samuel Jackson. No,
Samuel L. Jackson.
It was like a scam.
Yeah. Another person said, I hate how this made-up story has become an urban legend. It just gives more justification to police women's bodies.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of people talk about this and be like, this is like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And not enough people like us talking about how this actually never fucking happened. Mm-hmm. And most importantly, it didn't happen because they're like, it's crazy someone would risk a 6-figure job, a guaranteed job from this. That's because that job never existed.
It never existed.
It never existed. It is crazy that we'll just like believe a faceless fucking profile saying something.
That's like username 67298972485555.
And they're like, no, this is fundamentally real. No.
Wild.
No.
All right, that's it.
There are many ways to entice a potential new customer with flashy branding and calculated marketing strategies. But at the end of the day, the success of a business comes down to the ability to close the sale. And for businesses like Thrive Cosmetics, Allbirds, or Skims, it's what goes on behind the scenes, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple that makes the difference. For them and for millions of businesses, that difference is made with Shopify. Businesses that want to grow, grow with Shopify. Because if your goal is growth, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. And Shopify will make sure you're ready. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. And with Shop Pay, they boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. It's no wonder Shopify is home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
How does weather work? What's the secret to having a great conversation? How do most wealthy people get that way? These are just a few of the topics we've recently covered on my podcast, Something You Should Know. Each episode covers multiple topics that are likely relevant to you. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and listen, we've got over 1,000 episodes, over 4,000 mostly 5-star reviews. I invite you to check out Something You Should Know, wherever you listen.
Then we have mine. Meghan wants you to leave Millie Bobby Brown alone. Who is wrong? 3% said I was wrong. 97% said I was not wrong. Someone said, and if a male child star grows up and starts acting mature, everyone praises him. But if a woman does it, she gets attacked. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I also think even if men don't grow up, they get coddled. And if women don't grow up, they get put in a conservatorship.
They get called a playboy.
Yeah. Or like, he's just hurting. He's healing. And it's like, nah,
he got young. He got famous
too young.
He's just, left in that stage of when he got famous.
Mm-hmm. Someone else said, I never realized the scrutiny that she was under for so long. I'll admit, at times I found her annoying, but for no other reason than seeing a few interview clips of her being a kid, and sometimes kids are annoying. This is literally so disgusting, and half the reason that I have mixed feelings about child actors, no matter how talented they are. I wasn't a hater before, but I'm about to be the biggest mean auntie because this made me sick to my stomach. Yeah, I have such a vigor behind my defense of her. Mm-hmm. Someone said, okay, finally someone is saying it. I think Millie looks gorgeous. She's happy. She's in love and she's trying out fun things with her style. That is all a part of growing up. Just let her be. Don't side with the perverts who were into her when she was a literal child. You do better. Someone else said, I think it'd be amazing if Millie followed in Heidi Klum's footsteps and started doing insane makeup / costumes for Halloween, or just all the time until people stop being gross about her. Unfortunately, people never stop being gross about her. Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that she clearly is having fun with her style, and she shouldn't, have to shy
do something.
No, because it'll never work. You won't ever please anybody mm-hmm. at all. But I think for her, some of the last outfits she's been wearing were references to The Nanny, and I was like, oh, she's she's like a Tumblr Pinterest girl. Mm-hmm. She's having fun with this. She's not trying to do or be anything other than stuff that she clearly enjoys.
Yeah.
Someone said, I haven't even listened to this episode yet, but I don't need to for this one because please leave this girl alone. Someone else said, there was a video comparing the comments Pamela Anderson received in comparison to Millie Bobby Brown at the same event. People are commenting Pamela needs to put on more makeup, while people were commenting Millie needs to wear less makeup and be more natural. Genuinely, it's so confusing sometimes to be a girl. To add on to what Meghan stated about making sure you're not on the same side of creepy, gross men, I have a personal test I do to see if I'm on the right side of an issue. Would you feel safe being stuck in a cabin in the woods with people who are agreeing with you? This is a great thought process.
Yeah.
Would you feel safe if you had to be stuck in a car with them in traffic? No? Then, my dear friend, you are in the wrong. Get back into your seat and reflect on your own internalized misogyny. That's a very good litmus test.
Mm-hmm. All right, then writer number 1. Are they wrong for expecting their parents to recognize that they were depressed? 33% said the writer is wrong. 67% said the writer is not wrong. I think it's easy for people to fail a test they don't know they're taking. And even though asking for help is hard, it is better than waiting for help that may not come and adding on that disappointment as well.
Great way to put that.
Another person said, need more details on family members' expectations for a writer.
That's a good point too.
Another person said, definitely not wrong for feeling that way, but if your parents aren't actively ignoring you or choosing to blatantly ignore cries for help, then it really could just be them missing the signs or trying not to overstep. When we're drowning, it becomes our whole world, and it feels like everyone should notice, and it sucks when they don't. But the signs aren't always as obvious as we think. Sometimes we have to ask for the help that we need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another person said, this one is tough. I think everyone's got a lot going on right now, but overall it seems like writer and parents have a decent relationship. Writer can't expect their parents to know, but it seems like the parents weren't oblivious either. There probably just needs to be a discussion of how parents can help/intervene if they see X signs. I'm just glad they respect the writer as an adult despite them living at home. And then another person said, all I'm saying, if they can notice the room's a mess, they can take an extra step and ask them why that might be. And someone else said, I understand the want and feeling of disappointment that they don't. And maybe I'm being cynical, but sometimes people don't want to see it. Like other explanations are easy to believe. And if you're close with them, I understand it hurts because it seems like they don't know. But I've been there. I'm not close with my parents, but I had to go back home and spend all day sleeping, and they didn't want to see what was going on. Like it had been going on for a while. I even asked my mom to help find a psychologist a year prior, but she said it was my business to do so. So until I got so dangerous that they couldn't ignore it anymore, I had to tell them with a lot of detail what happened. And when they saw it, they made any other possible thing in their mind to justify my behavior when it was impossible to ignore. Dangerous. After I asked for help 3 times, they believed me and helped me. So I don't think you can expect anybody to recognize it. Some people don't.
Some people don't recognize it unintentionally, like not maliciously, and other people, it's like a willful ignorance, which neither are fun. Okay, then we have writer number 2. Are they wrong for taking the mic from a drunk girl? 6% said the writer is wrong. 94% said the writer is not wrong. Someone said, if I see some mess in public when I'm supposed to be having fun and I'm drunk, I'm intervening. Yeah. I don't think it's really a choice at that point.
Right.
Someone said, the way I would have gone feral. No one stopped me or any of my friends when we were doing our rendition of I Would Do Anything for Love. Sit the fuck down and enjoy the show. Someone said, drunk girl definitely has no memory of this anyway, so the only harm done was the writer to their friend and their friend group. It'll also make a great story for the next 5 years. See, that's also true. Someone said, writer's not wrong. I would have done the same thing. And then we have, hi, I'm the karaoke drama girl. My friend sang Blank Space by Taylor Swift, LOL, and I tried to keep it under 300 words, but the bar was so packed. I don't think the bartenders even noticed the other mic was gone because the mics were just laying on the bar. But the group tried to argue with me for like a minute. I don't think I omitted many swear words, maybe a bitch here and there. And you know what? They deserve that. By the way, what the fuck bar is just keeping their karaoke mics just at the bar?
Yeah.
No.
That seems like a mess because what if somebody's drink spills?
Yeah. I don't know, especially if it has a soft top on the microphone. I don't like those touching things. That needs to be in a stand. That
I hope it doesn't have a windscreen on it because that's so many germs on the
I know.
microphone.
I mean, I don't know that they're caring about germs if they're just putting it on the bar.
Yeah, but I'm talking about other people passing it in mouths.
No, that's true. I am a little surprised that the karaoke song is Blank Space. That's like not...
I don't even know what that is. Sing it.
It's her when she's standing on the horse in New Jersey.
Literally don't know what you're talking about.
I'm also not describing it well. I'm describing it like you are a massive Taylor Swift fan. I literally was like, the castle in New Jersey. By the way, most people who've seen that music video don't know that's where she is. But it's the one where it's the meme where she's stabbing the cake and the blood comes out.
Never seen it.
With the cheetah print outfit and she's crying and the mascara everywhere.
No.
What's aesthetically, I think you think it's fun. Blank Space.
Yeah, but
right?
how does it go?
Blank Space. This is why this is not a karaoke song to me. I'm like, it's like very talk singy.
Okay.
I got a blank space, yeah, and I'll write your name.
No, I don't know this song.
This is not the album that this is post.
Okay.
It's her abandoning her country roots.
Song, and
no. I mean more along the lines. You've seen the. I think you've seen the memes.
I have not.
I mean, that's impressive then. Well, granted, I kept seeing those memes of Jamila, and I had no idea it was her.
Yeah, but I would know who Taylor Swift is, but
she doesn't look like she normally does.
Okay.
Wait, Melissa, you haven't seen this?
No.
Oh, wow.
And then my wrong of the week, Amy Bach and Salim Saeed of Feeding Our Future. 97% said they were wrong. 3% said they are not wrong. Someone said there are too many scammers out there. And that was it.
Then we have my wrong of the week. I nominated the Happiest Baby Company. I had people who make the snoo. 99% said Happiest Baby is wrong. 1% said Happiest Baby is not wrong. That person voted wrong. Just so everybody feels morally okay. Someone said, manifesting bankruptcy for this company immediately. Yeah. By the way, they are like, I think like $1,500. Like so fucking crazy expensive. And I don't know that I had said this before because I don't think I knew. But they had emailed. Did I say that they'd emailed 6 times following up over and over and over again?
I don't think so.
Yeah. And
you said they had emailed, but I don't know if you had specified 6
like
times.
6 times. And then they basically they responded after this and basically said that she was lying. And they were just like, sometimes grief can be hard. And we just offered to pick it up, if she wanted. And the girl's sister, who's the one who talked about this, being like, that is literally not what fucking happened. What happened. And then I guess seemingly from what I've seen, they deleted those comments of theirs. And it's just fucking, I do truly think that this is going to absolutely tank this company. Because it was already out of some people's tax brackets in general. It's a huge splurge. And then why the fuck would you, and also even people who are superstitious, whether that's a cultural thing or just a personal thing, but the idea that oh, well, what if if the worst thing ever can happen, could possibly happen, why would I want to be aligned with this company?
Mm-hmm.
Someone else said, this is so unbelievably wrong. I don't even have the fucking words. This makes me wonder if they were always going to ask for it back or if some fucked reason they thought this baby passing them for some reason impact them. I mean, some people have wondered if it was initially a rental and not a full gift. And they were just gifting a month to month rental because you can only use it up to a certain age or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, I will say in general, they usually usually you keep the thing as an influencer. Usually they let you keep the thing. But I think if they were so strapped for it and it really was a rental, I think they would have sent it later. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they would have they just have it there just in case you go into labor early.
They wouldn't have needed it back because she would have been using it. They had already allotted for her to have it. So it wasn't hurting business in any type of way.
No. And also I have to assume most people when they get them, they get them after their baby has been born because if the due date gets pushed or whatever, because you're paying for it monthly. So that is expensive. So I have to assume people are not pre-ordering it in case they are go into labor early. So I'm this feels to me, all signs point to this was they were going to keep it or at least have it for far longer than people typically allot for a rental.
It also looks cheap. I'm sorry.
I know.
I've seen better bassinets that cost $100.
Well, the point of this is that I guess it rocks your baby to sleep, but it's not the only one that does that. There are other ones that are cheaper.
I've seen them. That's what I'm saying. I've seen bassinets that you can also buy the attachment that's $20 to put in a bassinet.
Yeah, it's truly really fucking ugly.
Yeah, it looks like a pop-up tent, but for a baby.
Yeah. Someone else said, this is so horrible. My heart goes out to that poor mother. I don't have any children yet, and I cannot imagine that pain. And to have a company treat you like this in the wake of such a tragedy is beyond tactless. Emotional side aside, it's also a dumbass business move. Why would you do that to someone with a public platform? Not that you should do it to anyone, but my guys, social media is going to rip you to shreds. Seriously, I hope they get all of the hate they deserve. Unbelievable. Yeah, a ton of verified accounts that moms on TikTok, but people were tearing apart them.
Good.
Yeah, and that's why I think they must have had. I would be shocked if this is the first person they did this to.
Yeah.
Someone said, happiest baby company must be employing the most unempathetic, disgusting, greedy people. Damn. Whoever sent the message and approved the message should both be fired ASAP. I don't think they would be fired. I think it's aligned with the company.
Mm-hmm. It's probably in their handbook. This is what to do.
I'm Ann Foster, host of the feminist women's history comedy podcast, Vulgar History, and every week I share the saga of a woman from history whose story you probably didn't already know and you will never forget after you hear it. Sometimes we'll re-examine well-known people like Cleopatra or Pocahontas, sharing the truth behind their legends. Sometimes we look at the scandalous women you'll never find in a history textbook. If you can hear my cat purring, she is often on the podcast as well. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
Hello, I am Kristen Russo.
And I am Jenny Owen Youngs.
We are the hosts of Buffering the Vampire Slayer once more with spoilers, a rewatch podcast covering all 144 episodes of, you guessed it, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We are here to humbly invite you to join us for our 5th Buffy prom, which, if you can believe it, we are hosting at the actual Sunnydale High School. That's right. On April 4th and 5th, we will be descending upon the campus of Torrance High School, which was the filming location for Buffy's Sunnydale High, to dance the night away to 90s music in the iconic courtyard, to sip on punch right next to the Sunnydale High fountain, and to nerd out together in our prom best inside of the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
All information and tickets can be found at bufferingcast.com/prom. Come join us.
Something looked really good, and then I opened the description to see what it was, and then one of the things was whipped tofu, and then I said, no, that was so good until you told me what that. I assumed it was like a bean. I don't need.
Well, it is a bean.
No, but by the way, just pick a different bean. Like the air in that is so gross to me.
Yeah, and also, tofu takes on the flavor of whatever it's mixed in. So what does it mix with? Is it just tofu? Or is
I don't
it
know.
Seasoned?
But tofu also just take the
airy.
beans and then do, like, why are you that's going to be such a weird texture. Cuz like, look at this.
Doesn't
this look good?
No.
It's cabbage. That creamy thing is
and you know
tofu.
why it doesn't look good?
I thought it was like tahini.
You know why it doesn't look good? Because there's no meat.
Well, it's a side, I would think.
They're plating it like it's a meal.
By the way,
it is in the middle of a plate. That is a meal. They are eating that as a meal.
That's
why the tofu is there.
You know what? You're actually a professional at this because you also have the appetizer plates from Cheesecake Factory, and you style your plates like that. But no, I, as someone who loves cabbage, eating cabbage as your main dish is the stinkiest thing that you could ever choose to do.
Your stomach is going to be tore up.
And like, you're going to be so painfully bloated.
Yeah. But like in some cultures, that's what they do. My friend Alex, who's Russian, loves cabbage, loves beets and cabbage.
But it isn't typically Russian cabbage. It's stewed more. I think in general, that's better for your digestion.
In so many different ways.
Borscht.
He was like, I'm going to have some cool snacks when you guys come. It was beets.
Mats would cry. That's his least favorite food. No.
They taste like dirt.
Dirt. Yeah, he can't do it. I'm fine with beets.
I can't either. I hate beets.
Can't stomach it. But also, I love pickled. And a pickled beet, I'll do a pickled anything.
I can do, I'll eat it, but like it's usually not by itself. There's usually like turnips, which I love a pickled turnip.
Well, because they're crunchy.
Good. Yeah.
I love a pickled with a peppercini.
Oh my gosh. I can eat a peppercini at any time.
No, you know what I realized, Melissa? I can go to the grocery store and buy pepperoncinis.
Yes, ma'am.
I've never done that.
There's some in my refrigerator.
Oh my God. I need to buy, because it is the best day of my life anytime I order something and there's pepperoni. If you give me a pepperoni on the side.
Or even putting on any sandwich, it elevates it so much. I love some pepperoncinis and Sprouts, but like Sprouts are dirty, so I love Sprouts, but they're dirty.
The texture is my favorite thing in the world, but you can't clean it.
It's very hard to clean that shit. And once I learned that like that shit is gonna always be dirty, I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm done.
That was me and oysters. When I found out that oysters could quite literally kill you. And I learned that within the same month period that we had the largest oyster contamination outbreak
I learned it too.
in Los Angeles. And there were people being like, oh my God, like on TikTok being like, oh, wow, we're on vacation here. And look, they have oysters here now, finally. And I was like, no, I'm so sorry. You can't be. The entire California is saying stop eating oysters.
I went out with a foodie friend who will eat absolutely anything. And we went out to a restaurant and he was just ordering things on the menu. And he was like, we're not getting that. I would like to live. And I said, great.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought we'd get the runs. You get the flu. No, you can literally die.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And someone was like, you can die driving a car. Totally. I actually don't need an oyster to get to work.
Yeah.
What? And like, it's unfortunate because like I did enjoy, but to be fair, I like the toppings and I love the experience.
Of an oyster? Is that what you're talking about? Well, they are an aphrodisiac. So
well, I like
just getting horny.
I just like that like they're served on a big silver plate. I like that they're on ice. Like I like that they're like I love that they give you the tiny forks. I'm addicted to, and I love
I have some.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
you
else
had
am I gonna eat
in
my
your
lobster?
face. So like, I love the theatrics of an oyster, but now I'm like, okay, I'll find something else. Like
same with clams. Slam your clam.
No, well, clams. The word has been ruined for me from that. Like I don't, and actually, I also don't love warm shellfish.
We should have merch that says
Wait, no, actually, I kind of love that.
Yep.
Who ate all the pussy?
No.
Wait, let me write that down.
Isn't it weird how much I love slam your clam, but I hate who?
But it is fucking weird, bitch. It's very weird. Where did I write this? Merch, motherfucker. Listen, I was opening up. I literally spit. I laughed so hard. I was opening up because I was trying to write down. I thought remembered something about I always want to write like a pilot or a movie about this thing. And I opened it and I
wrote
a
long list.
No, I know, but Melissa, I just opened it. Can I read you one of the things I just saw that I have on there? House hunters, but they murder.
Are they murdering the house or murdering people?
Listen, I have no idea. I just wrote, and I'm like, are they hunting the house? Are they hunting people at the house? Are they kill? I'm assuming what I meant, because I probably wrote it when we were buying a house. I'm assuming they kill people to get the winning bid, but or are they killing to get the house? Are the owners asking for them to kill people, like the Hunger Games? Or are they killing the competition?
That's what I thought that show with
Lisa Kudrow.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought it was going to be about. It's not at all. But
did you watch it?
I did. I watched it.
Okay. I kept trying to read the summary. What? So wait, what's? Is it not about that?
So, I think it's really hard to explain the show without spoiling it. And I think that's why they didn't give anything away.
Okay. Should I watch it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
I love her. You watched The Comeback, didn't you?
I watched the very first season before it was canceled, and then it literally came back. I didn't watch the newer season, but I love the show. It's brilliant.
Mott's gets so stressed out watching it because she's too good of an actor. He literally is like, I have to remember that this isn't real. And I was
it feels so real though.
Yeah. And for the first time when she was in Scandal, at first I was like, is this a crossover with The Comeback? And then I was like, oh no, she's playing a politician.
Yeah.
My B. My bad.
What's up, fellow TV watchers? It's Brian from The Core Podcast, where we cover all things Apple TV+. We are wrapping up our recaps of Emmy favorite Severance, but 2025 on Apple TV Plus is just getting started. In April and May, The Core is recapping Seth Rogen's new Hollywood satire, The Studio, and Jon Hamm's dark comedy, Your Friends and Neighbors. We'll also be recapping the first 2 seasons of Apple's sci-fi thriller, Foundation, heading into the 3rd season of that later this year. Search for The Core, all things Apple TV Plus, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
In humanity's search for other worlds, we found something unexpected.
It's a massive collection of tiny pocket realities, and each one is a story.
But when we explored those stories, things didn't go as planned.
Mr. Darcy!
I am Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, humbug.
What happens when classic stories go wrong? I go in to fix them.
I am Dracula, and I bid you welcome.
Subscribe and listen to Muse, the latest audio drama from Dayton Writers Movement and Realm.
Oh, you're not frozen. I'm like, I can see the reflection in your glasses. I thought you had frozen.
Don't wrap me out. Zonzu. What is that from? Zonzuit? With the Z's?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's from something.
If you know what it's from, leave a comment on Spotify.
Please tell us. Oh my God, you want to see something depressing? How beautiful is that?
Why is it depressing?
Because that's where I'm from, and I don't go there anymore. And every time I see these fucking things,
well,
about,
maybe we should, start there. This is where I'm from. It makes me sad that I can't see this anymore.
Well, that's not funny.
Yeah, but I'm lost. I'm like, are these beautiful pictures depressing?
All the time. I literally go, how depressing is this? And he squints, and he's like, move your finger so I can see the location. And then he goes, oh, okay. Because he's like, why are you upset about it? But isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, but there's also places close to here that look similar that you could go to.
It's true. They are just a little bit hotter.
Yeah. But you could go now and it's not going to be hot.
That is true. It will be a little less green, but...
It is chilly right now.
No, Melissa, what the fuck has happened with the weather? What do you mean it was 88 degrees and sunny? And now it is not getting over 65. And by the way, good for you. You had a patch of blue sky above your house today. When I drove 3 blocks, it was gone.
I know.
You had the only bit of blue. And as I was driving, I was literally I'm literally driving into the foggy abyss.
Yeah.
It's 90% humidity.
As soon as, I don't know why, but there's just a pocket on my street. But as soon as I leave the street, it's foggy. And I can tell because it's usually it's a little overcast, but it gets very foggy. You just go down the street.
Yes, you've got the Bruce Almighty, like the breaking the ray of sunshine right there, and everybody else is getting storm.
Yeah. That was
cloud.
that one time we were recording, and you're like, "It is so cloudy today," and I was like, "The sun is shining."
It is crazy, but literally turning out of your driveway, I'm seeing at the end of 2 blocks, I'm like, that's a cloud that I'm driving into.
Yes, that's how it always is.
It's just so weird. And is it gonna rain or is it not? And
I thought it was gonna rain yesterday because yesterday it was very overcast.
It's supposed to be like that until Wednesday,
and I don't like it.
No,
I already have no motivation to do anything.
No, they're giving us June weather. Granted, it's colder, but again, I'm now so worried. If we don't get cold and wet, I know June is gonna be no sun. And it's going to be 90 degrees.
Yep.
And that means that July, it's going to be 118.
Yep.
It's not okay. It's not okay. And I guess what do I wear to Anaheim?
Oh, I was like, why are you going to Anaheim? How about you pick me up? You pick me up some Sonic and drop it off
67
on your way back.
You don't want a Dole Whip?
I can make a Dole Whip at home. They sell the powders everywhere now.
I think that maybe I'm not allergic to pineapple anymore out of sheer willpower.
And that's how I feel about dairy. I drank some.
It's working for you.
Here's the thing: I was making cinnamon rolls, and I had to use milk. And then as I was eating one of the cinnamon rolls, I was like, "This would be good with some milk." And I'm like, "I'm already eating the cinnamon roll, so
no, that's
we're just gonna get worse." And I drank the milk.
Melissa.
My stomach was fine. Cinnamon roll and
that's
milk?
what. No, like a glass of milk that's crazy. People don't do that. Like even people who can't drink milk don't do that.
Like when I loved milk, like I loved an ice cold just glass of milk. I loved it so much.
What about
your pineapples?
Milk and takeout Chinese food?
No, that doesn't go together.
No, that went together.
Unless you were in the 90s and they were forcing children to drink glasses of milk with dinner. And you know what? That's something your parents Melissa, would do.
No, they wouldn't, because at the end of the day...
You can't eat Chinese because of MSG.
No, they said this one restaurant didn't have MSG, so I could go there. And like, I should have thought that was suspicious, because an MSG allergy is not real. I was deprived out of racism.
Yes.
But I will say, they always said like give kid. Sure, they were granola and they love to follow science, but at the end of the day, still an almond household. So
it was very much pseudoscience in some ways.
Oh my God, no, of course. Because everyone's like, you need to have milk. It's important for your bones. They meant whole milk or 2%. Never in my life have I had anything other than fat-free. What is it called?
Ew, you had water milk.
No,
that
Melissa,
shit is nasty.
And then they would cut it with more water.
That is why are you? They should have just gotten milk powder.
I think I was thirsty for water, and that's what they gave me.
That is disgusting.
I know.
I'm beyond disgusted.
No,
because you can taste the difference.
I've never had 2%.
I know you haven't, but like, if as someone who loved a 2% milk and then like accidentally picking up like a skim milk in the school cafeteria, it's watered down milk.
No.
It's disgusting.
I didn't have a large issue getting rid of milk because it's murky water.
Yes.
And then finding out that milk was supposed to be like a mouthfeel. Like it was supposed to be like satisfying when you drank it.
Silky smooth.
Also, I shouldn't have been able to chug it the way I was chugging it. Because
I did chug milk.
No, but it was because mine was 80% water.
Yeah.
And I also had the frozen orange juice.
Like legit, I had my own carton of milk so I could just drink it straight from the carton.
No, that was, they did that in the TV shows. And
that's why I did it.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And eating Chinese food out of the containers.
Yeah.
No, but did you ever have, I don't know if this was a tax bracket thing or a location thing, the frozen cylinders of orange juice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty normal.
Okay.
Like you buy that and then just put water in it.
Yeah. So it would be, I can't even stress to, it looked like a whisper of an like color, like the amount that it would be used.
It was literally just orange juice.
Well, Melissa, the fruit had too much sugar. But naturally, me as a fiend,
need that sugar in your body.
I took a spoon to the concentrate and was just eating the concentrate straight in the middle of the night.
It's delicious.
No, it's...
Did you ever have those
good.
There were like little triangles that had basically that in it, but it would be like a little push pop and you could eat it?
No, but
they were so good.
Fucked with a push pop because I love to make me work for the food like a dog. Like, give me an activity.
It's basically sherbet, but push pops were... I could go for a push pop.
Me too. I love the little tops, little peel. I would always get them at my friend who lived at they lived in a gated community and they had a pool with like a rec room and a snack shack. Those ones there, oh, so good, so good.
Flintstones used to be on everything. The push pops, the vitamins,
the cereal,
Fruity Pebbles. What were they doing?
Whatever happened to? That's a really good question. I think right now the only thing they do are Halloween costumes.
They still do the Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing them everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mats did tell me that Disneyland is not the place that I'm allowed to try out to see if I'm still allergic to pineapple.
No, ma'am.
He's also not really keen on the idea as a whole, but...
I feel like you need to do it in a controlled place.
He thinks I need to go to the...
Does your tongue turn black? Does it swell? Because Melanie's tongue turns black.
What if no, mine starts with
itching,
feeling like a bee sting in my throat, and it's just like every couple seconds.
Do you have? We've had this conversation before, but do you have the same urge with strawberries? You were gonna try it out.
But I don't think I do. But it has happened with other random fruits, but like not in a consistent way. The same thing as pineapple, and not as like quickly. And so I always assumed it was like, oh, this was transported with pineapple. But also I'm wondering, I'm like, maybe it's not, like maybe that happened one time with pineapple and isn't going to happen. Okay, it happened more than one time with pineapple, but like, you know. It's a protein-eating enzyme.
As you get older,
your body regenerates every 7 years.
I mean, I like I said, I had some milk, and the cinnamon roll.
Like, I just think depriving me in my grown-up age of a Dole Whip is just like fucked up.
Why don't you try a Dole Whip? Like, get the Dole Whip mix and make it at home, and just try a little bit of it.
Oh, that's a good, yeah.
Just a little tiny like caviar bump of it.
I just need to have a Benadryl on hand. Though I will say, I know that I have already surpassed the recommended amount that you should consume Benadryl in a lifetime. It does lead to dementia.
But and like we said, every 7 years.
Yeah, I know. The way that like I was just casually addicted to Benadryl and couldn't sleep without it for like years. And then also, you know, I would take it when that feeling would happen in my throat, because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I'll find it. Maybe I'll find an allergist and I'll be like, first of all, figure out what in the air I'm allergic to, because I think I'm allergic to wind. And
I think it's the thing that wind is sweeping up in the air.
I think it is too. And then I want to be like, and I want to try a pineapple. But the fact that you can marinate meat in it and it like kind of disintegrates doesn't really make me think that it's like an allergy. It's okay to. It seems like a very intense fruit.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
It burns a lot of people's mouths.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know that they're going to be like, yeah, I'm not like really keen on you pushing through that. Like,
I feel like if you go to an allergist, they'll do it.
Okay. Because it's not about how much pineapple you eat. It's about how long it stays in your mouth if it removes the proteins or whatever.
Enzymes.
Can't be good for your fucking teeth either.
No, it's acid.
But it's like, so good.
It is so good.
I love it. Like, and I love savory pineapple stuff too. Like, it's just a perfect fruit. And I feel like I'm missing out.
Well, you are.
I am.
There's a restaurant in Arkansas that I love. Like, I could eat there every day. They have like Hawaiian food. Oof. And they serve a Dole Whip type, and they have the strawberry and pineapple, and you can get it mixed together. But like, I ate one pretty much every day.
I would kill for that.
Yeah.
That sounds so good.
I want this for you.
Now I want Spam again. I've been saying that. I need to go to the store and pick up some.
I'm not a Spam. You like Spam, but you don't like ham?
Yeah.
That's weird.
By the way, ham should come in a can because...
I mean, Spam. That's what Spam is.
Yeah, but I think...
They also sell canned ham.
Well, they should call... I just like Spam. Also, it's saltier, and I don't like sweet ham.
You can get ham that's not sweet, and then it'll be salty. I'm part of this subreddit that has like old
people
menus
recipes.
From not the recipes one.
You have another old people.
I do.
One.
It has old menus, and a lot of old menus would like on the menu would be like a ham steak where they're just cutting off a big thick piece of ham, and that was part of dinner.
Oh,
we're not doing that anymore. Let's bring back ham steak.
No, not so much. Not so much. And I also am like, I don't know. The Spam recipes that I like are not like they're not like, you know, American based.
I mean, are we not including Hawaii?
I'm not like, I don't want to just like have a chunk of Spam with I saw someone be like, don't you want to Spam and something with an egg? And I was like, not that way.
That's
like,
pretty good. That was a regular breakfast at my grandma's house.
Fried
but I actually
Spam.
didn't like Spam, but I eat it.
I was just obsessed with Spam and marshmallow fluff as a kid.
Marshmallow fluff is great.
I was like, I want the most.
What the fuck is going on?
Spilled my water.
Not the first time today.
Oh. There's no water in it.
And that's what happened when you were here too. Pulling a Melissa.
Except I have a straw in it. I brought my water bottle outside to do yard work, and then I got really grossed out that it's just open in the air, the straw. And I was like, I have to put it back inside. I need to get one of those covers, but I don't like that it's plastic.
Well, you have to pick your battles these days.
Yeah, so I put them inside.
All right, well, I said we could record for 30 minutes, and then we're at an hour and 6 minutes.
Oopsie daisies. Well, what can we say? We're noteworthy.
They might not know what we're talking about.
You guys were super famous? When did we talk about it?
Fisting Friday, but they just might not have listened to it. It already came out, but
they
just might not.
Yeah, so we got featured on New and Noteworthy on the podcast.
We're definitely not new.
No, we're old as fuck. And then we also got a literal shout out of pick of the week from their Twitter. This is crazy. And this is our call again. If you are the employee at Apple Podcasts who did that, show yourself. You don't have to do it publicly, but just tell us. You don't have to tell us your last name. We just want to talk about how much we love you and then refer to you as a friend of the show, similarly to, I assume, our shared friend, Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Because she was also featured recently. Kiki Palmer, friend of the show. You know?
Yeah, there's some people that were friends of the show that we've had to knock down, so.
Who?
Shaq.
Oh, I think it's my fault for ever saying a man could be a friend.
I mean, I did tell you about how he treated his daughters.
No,
and you have it.
Was I surprised? No, but are my standards for fathers incredibly high? No.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, John Cena's still not a friend of the show, though.
I mean, he was never a friend, so.
No, I know, but the invisible made-up rivalry I have made between John Cena and Shaq.
Well, you can't see him anyway, so.
No, you can't.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for joining us. Tomorrow, use that day to catch up. Thursday, we'll be here for Don't Blame Me. Friday, Fisting Friday. Monday is But Am I Wrong? And then, you know what happens that next day? Because we will see you next Tuesday. Goodbye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Let's hang out.
I'm Ellie. And I'm Lee, and we're the co-hosts of Let's Hang Out, a show about LGBTQ representation in the media, because representation matters. Come hang out with us to talk about all of the characters that should have been gay.
Because every movie or TV show would be better if it was gay.
Listen to us interview your favorite LGBTQ actors and creators.
Elise Bauman from Carmilla.
It just reminds me of every time a queer woman becomes single, there's this high-pitched siren that goes out that only other queer women can hear, and they're like, what was that? Did I just hear the bat signal? Is a queer woman single again?
So binge on Let's Hang Out wherever you listen to podcasts, and hang out with us every Monday for your weekly LGBTQ fix.
I'm Ellie.
And I'm Lee. And let's hang out again soon.
Let's hang out.
From the podcast that brought you to each of the last lesbian bars in the country and back in time through the sapphic history that shaped them, comes a brand new season of cruising beyond the bars. This is your host, Sarah Gabrielli, and I've spent the past year interviewing history-making lesbians and queer folks about all kinds of queer spaces, from bookstores to farms to line dancing and much more.
For 11 years, every night women slept illegally on the common.
We would move down to the West Indies to form a lesbian nation.
Meg Kristen coined the phrase women's music, but she would have liked to say it was lesbian music.
And that's kind of the origins of the Comedy Hero Collective.
You can listen to Cruising on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes air every other Tuesday starting February 4th.
Hey, do you like true crime? Me too.
And I know what you're thinking. There's so many true crime pods out there, you've already heard all the stories. Well, what if I were to tell you you're wrong? I'm Leroy Luna, the host of Excuse Me, That's Illegal, the podcast that takes a hardcore look at softcore crime. I've got a back catalog of hundreds of bizarre and hilarious stories just waiting to be heard by you. So come join me. Excuse Me, That's Illegal is available anywhere you get your favorite podcasts, with new episodes dropping on the 10th, 20th, and 30th every month, baby!